be there for you. So let's have fun. Let's breathe together. Let's work together. We're not in the same studio, in the same room, but we're going to create the same energy within our bodies, within ourselves, using our breath. So yoga is the breath work. Long before the poses and before the flows and the sequences, yoga was the breath, uniting the body with the mind. And the bridge for those two things is the breath. So it's said that one conscious inhale and exhale is meditation. And I'm asking you to do it for the next 60 minutes or however long this class is. We're not limited to the hour on Instagram, so I might go a little over. So if you have something to do right at 7:30, you can go ahead and get out of your Shavasana sooner, but I'm going to deliver the class to you all the best way I can. So with that being said, let's all have some fun. Remember your breath, and your child's pose will always be there for you. And I want you all to go ahead and get started in your child's pose. Those big toes are together, knees as wide as your mat, forehead down to the mat. Really feel the weight of your head on your mat. Let's make it a point to escape the day, escape the world around us, put away that mental to-do list, check out of everything that's going on, and let's check in right here, right now, on your mat, with yourself, with your breath, and let's really give ourselves this hour to be here for ourselves. Show yourself this self-love, self-care for at least this hour. So let's go ahead and start taking control of our breath. Close into the mouth. Maybe you set an intention here. Your intention can be a physical intention to move more intentionally throughout your practice, or maybe try to be more in control of your breath, or maybe just get deeper into your poses or balance for longer. Whatever it is, let's go ahead and set an intention. It can be an emotional intention for sending out love, sending out peace. In these trying times right now where we're all not able to unite and get together, maybe your intention is just to send some love out there for everybody. So with that being said, let's go ahead and really start taking control of our breath here. Deep inhale through the nose. Feel the belly rise, feel that breath all the way into your toes. Deep exhale out through the nose, trying to create balance here. Another big inhale through the nose here, trying to create space in the lungs. Deep exhale out through the nose. Another deep inhale here. Breathing deeply, exhale through the nose. We're going to try to keep this breath throughout all of practice. So on your next inhale, let's all come up to all four. Stable table. You want your wrists right underneath your shoulders, palms planted firmly on the ground, fingertips are wide. Really try to feel the ground with all four corners of that palm like gecko hands, suctioning to the floor. Now let's go ahead and look back at our knees. Make sure those knees are in line with your wrists. Now that you're looking back, make sure those ankles are shooting back, straight back from those knees. Now that you're looking in, go ahead and tuck the chin to the chest. Exhale, round the spine, tailbone in, chin is tucked in. Inhale, drop the belly, gaze is up, chest is shooting forward to our cow position. Exhale, round the spine, tailbone in, chin is tucked in. Really loosen up the spine for practice here. Inhale, drops the belly, gaze is up, chest is up. One more time, we arch that spine, tailbone in, chin in. Inhale, drops the belly, gaze goes up, chest is up. A little yoga for the eyes also. Exhale, release back to neutral. Find yourself in your tabletop again. From here, we're going to inhale the right leg back. Point those toes or flex that foot. No in between here. Find an inhale, reach that left arm forward, really reaching from fingertip to toe tip here. On your exhale, we're all going to crunch it in, elbow to knee. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, open, extend. Exhale, crunch, elbow to knee. Inhale, open, extend. Exhale, crunch one more time, maybe forehead to knee. Inhale opens you up, really reach in here, hold it here. We're all going to bend that right knee. We're going to reach back with that left hand, try to grab that foot or ankle with that hand. We're kicking into that hand, chest is up, gaze is up, opening up that chest to the left side. And with control, no snap releases. I'll find ourselves back in tabletop. Readjust your hands if you need to. Everybody inhale the left leg back now. Point those toes or flex that foot. Inhale, reaches that right arm forward. Holding here. Breath in. Exhale, we're gonna crunch elbow to knee. Inhale, opens you up. Exhale, crunch, elbow to knee. Inhale, opens you up one more time. Exhale, crunch, maybe forehead to knee this time. Inhale, extend. Reach in here. Now we're gonna bend that left knee. Reach back with that right hand. Grab that foot or ankle. Kick it into that hand. Shooting that chest forward, gazes up. Really opening that chest towards the right side of the room. Kick it into that hand. And release. Back into tabletop. Everybody move or scoot your fingers up maybe an inch or two towards the top of your mat. We're going to come onto our toes into our first downward dog. Lift those hips up. Now let's find some movement here in our dogs. Play with your dog here. Go for a little walk. Bend one knee, bend the other. Finding movement here. Loosening the shoulders. Maybe you shake your head. Yes, I'm happy to be here on my mat today. No, I don't like the COVID-19. Just finding movement here. Sometimes I like to bend my knees and drive my chest to my knees. Now go ahead and straighten those legs. Everybody find stillness here in your down dog. Inhale that right leg up. Point those toes, straight the knee. Right leg comes down. Inhale the left leg up. Point those toes, straighten the knee, squaring the shoulders. Exhale, brings that leg down. Inhale that right leg up again. This time you're going to bend the knee and stack the hips, opening up towards the right side. Gaze is under that left armpit. Try to look for those toes. Breathing here, square those shoulders. And bring that right leg down. Inhale the left leg up. This time bend the knee, stack the hips, open it up to the left side. Gaze goes under that right armpit, looking for your toes. This time take a look at that left thumb. You're going to step that left foot all the way by that left thumb. And that back foot's going to meet the front foot at the front of the mat. We're in our forward fold here. Inhale, halfway lift. Palms trace the shins. Chest is shooting forward like you're looking over, peeking over that yoga mat. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe you grab behind your ankles, tuck that chin to the chest. Pull yourself in. Maybe you bend those knees for that belly to thigh contact. And slowly start straightening those legs, pulling yourself in. Loosening up the lower back here. And slowly release. We're going to do a reverse swan dive and reach those hands all the way up into the air. When you get to the top, maybe a mini back bend. Exhale, forward fold, bring them all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, chest is forward, gaze is forward. Exhale, hands find the mat. Step one foot back and then the other. We're all going to meet in our high plank here. And we're going to go through the basis of our flow. So we're all in a high plank. If this is too much, you can do it from your knees, or you can skip it all together and just meet us in that downward dog. But we're going to be doing this throughout the duration of class. So everybody lean forward a couple inches, 1 or 2 inches. Bend those elbows till you get to about 90 degrees, keeping them close to the ribs. Come onto the tops of those feet. Shoot that chest forward, those hips forward towards the wrists. Gaze is up. Then we're going to come back onto those toes. Hips go up, back into our downward dog. You can do that from your knees, or you can skip it all together. But we're going to do it again, this time with our breath. So everybody inhale to high plank. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Awesome work, everybody. One more time with your breath. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. All right, this time that left leg goes up. Bend the knees, stack the hips. Bring that left leg down. Inhale that right leg up, bend the knees, stack those hips. This time we look at our right thumb, stepping that right foot next to that right thumb. Back foot meets the front foot. We're in our forward fold here at the top of our mat. Big bend in those knees. This time on an inhale, we're gonna drop the seat bones, chest is up, arms go up, pinkies in. Coming into our chair pose. You want your weight to be in your heels. Take a look, see if you can peek at your toes. If you can see your toes, awesome. Maybe you give them a little wiggle. If you can't see your toes, lean back a little bit more. Tailbone tucked in. Bring those hands to heart center. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands find the mat. Let's go through our flow here. Legs go back. Inhale, high push-up. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Awesome work, everybody. Now it's time to get into our warrior sequence. So everybody inhale the right leg up. Step it through to the top of the mat. You want that right angle right underneath that right knee. Toes are tracking forward. Back foot pivots down about 45 degrees. We're gonna bring that chest up halfway. Arms shoot back like airplane arms. Should really feel the weight on that back foot. Balancing on both those feet here. Trying to bring that left hip forward. Hands to the hips, really square those hips. Pull that left hip forward. Arms go up, reaching up towards the sky. Maybe gazes up, maybe palms touch. Hands find the mat. Right foot goes back, go through your flow. Inhale, high push-up. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. This time, inhale the left leg up. Step it through to the top of the mat. Left ankle is right underneath that left knee. You don't want that knee coming over that ankle. Back foot pivots down 45 degrees. Chest is going to come halfway up. This time we interlace our hands behind our back. Reaching those wrists down towards that back ankle. Gaze is forward, about 1 foot in front of your mat. Release the hands, hands to the hips. Try to square those hips, bring that right hip forward. Inhale the arms up. Baby gaze is up. Baby palms touch. Bring those hands down to the mat. Left foot goes back. Inhale, high push-up. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Really know what we know here. Inhale that right leg up. Bend the knees, stack the hips. Stepping it through the top of the mat. Back foot pivots down. We're coming straight up to warrior one. Exhale is going to open you up to warrior two. That knee is going to want to cave in. Make sure you're pushing that right knee out. Big bend in that front leg, front knee. Back foot is parallel with the back edge of the mat. Really reaching from fingertip to fingertip. Gaze is strong over that right hand. One more breath here. Exhale, cartwheel the arms down. Right foot goes back. Go through your flow. High push-up. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg up. Bend the knees, stack the hips. Step it through to the top of the mat. Back foot pivots down. We're coming straight up into our warrior one. On your exhale, you open it up to warrior two. Left knee is going to want to cave in. Make sure you're pushing it out. Shoulders should be right above those hips. Reaching from fingertip to fingertip. Gaze is strong over that left hand. Back foot's parallel with the short edge of your mat. One more breath here. Cartwheel those arms down. Left foot goes back. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. This time, inhale that right leg up. Bend the knees, stack the hips. Step it through to the top of the mat. Back foot pivots down, coming up into our warrior one. Exhale, opens us up to warrior two. Now, keeping that bend in the front leg. Step over that front palm, reach it forward, up and back. We're going to reverse that warrior. Left hand can rest on that left leg, or you can wrap it around your back for a wrap. Make sure that knee's not caving in, push it out. Reaching those right ribs up to the ceiling. Let's meet back in warrior two for a second. Cartwheel those arms down. Right foot goes back. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale that left leg up. Bend the knee, stack the hips. Stepping it through the top of the mat. Coming straight up into our warrior one.
Next exhale opens you up to warrior two. Keeping that bend in that left leg. Flip that left palm over, reach it forward, up and back, reverse warrior. Reaching those left ribs up towards the ceiling. Right hand can rest on that right leg or go for a rep. Release back to warrior two. Cartwheel the arms down, palms find the mat, left foot goes back. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Awesome work, everybody. We're in our downward dog here. Now we're all gonna meet at the top of the mat. You can walk, step, or jump it, however you want to get there. Feet together. Slowly, we're gonna start stacking one vertebrae at a time. Coming up into our standing mountain pose here. You want your big toes together, your heels together, maybe a little sliver between those heels. Inhale those shoulders up, roll them back and down. Palms are facing the front of the room. Strong mountain pose here. Try to feel the weight of the ground in all four corners of those feet. Now, what do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. Huh? All right, everybody inhale those arms up and overhead. Interlace everything except for the index fingers. Those are shooting up towards the sky. We're gonna find an inhale, creating length, reaching up. Exhale, shoot those hips over to the left, hands over to the right. Half moon here. Really marry the palms together, squeeze the ears with the biceps, left shoulders back, reaching those left ribs towards the ceiling. You don't wanna be caving in on that right side. Squaring the hips, squeezing those hamstrings, knees together, ankles together. Weight is in the heels. Loosening up the spine here. One more breath, really going for it, trimming the waistline, creating strength in the core, and release to center. You're gonna find another inhale, find length. This time hips go over to the right, hands go over to the left. Weight is in those heels, squeezing those ankles together, knees together, hamstrings together, squaring those hips, belly tucked in, reaching those right ribs to the ceiling, trying not to cave in on the left side. Right shoulder is back, really squeezing the biceps with those ears, marrying the palms together, reaching more up than out. Trimming the waistline here, toning the core. One more breath, and release to center. Keeping the arms right where they are. We're all gonna drop our heads back, gazes up. We're gonna slight clench to the glutes, tuck the belly in, find an inhale, reach up. Exhale, you're gonna start drawing an imaginary line on your ceiling, pushing those hips forward, reaching, trying to see that back wall. One day you're gonna be able to see that back wall, maybe not today, maybe next week, maybe next year. Keep working at it, we'll get there together. And exhale, start bringing it all the way down. We're gonna forward fold. Bring those hands all the way down to the mat. When those hands reach the mat, you can start bending one leg, then the other. Maybe you come down and do a little yogi squat. I like to throw in a crow pose here every now and then. We're just trying to release the lower back, whatever you need to do. Now let's everybody get a big bend in those knees. Try to get that belly to thigh contact. Tuck that chin to the chest. We're gonna put our hands, our palms on our calves, and we're gonna slide them down our legs until we cup our heels. Try to cup your heels in the palms of those hands. You wanna get your pinkies to touch. If that's not in your practice, just grab the back of your ankles, but you're going for cupped palms, cupped heels, pinkies together. Chin is tucked in, eyes are open. Find a deep breath. On your exhale, you're gonna start straightening those legs, really pulling yourself in. Active pose here, loosening up that lower back. Pulling yourself in, this is an active pose. You should feel it in your biceps. Pulling yourself in, straightening those legs, and release. Hands find the mat. We're gonna go through a little flow here. So hop or step it back. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Awesome work, everybody. However you want to get there. Hop, step, or jump back to the top of your mat. Coming up, stacking one vertebrae at a time. Back to our mountain pose. This time, we're going to bring our heels about hip width apart. That's 2 fists if you need a measurement. Try to get the outer edges of your feet parallel with the long end of your mat. Standing strong, true, and tall here. We're all going to inhale our arms straight out in front of us like Frankenstein arms. You want your wrists to be about shoulder length. Try to squeeze those scapulae together. These arms are going to stay right here for these next 3 poses. So find an inhale. Exhale, belly in. Start bending those knees. We're going to sit back into our little kindergartner's chair. Arms are shooting straight out in front of us. Knees should be just as wide as your ankles. They should all be about 6 inches apart, 6 inches from the ankles, 6 inches from the knees. Breathing here, weight is in the heels. If you want to wiggle your toes, verify that that's what's going on. Wiggle those toes. You want to be at about 90 degrees in those knees. If you're not there, you'll get there eventually. Breathing here. Find a spot or an object to help you focus. And slowly with control, let's all come out of it. Arms stay right where they are. We're going to come all the way up onto those tippy toes. As high up onto those tippy toes as you can. Now you can stay right here. This is challenging enough, but if you want more, we're going to start bending those knees. Shoulders stay right above those hips. And we're going to start dropping it down. If your chest wants to go forward or backward, that's your edge. You stay right there. Once you get to where you're at, your edge, try to come up higher onto those toes. Lift those heels up a little bit higher if you can. Remember to find a spot or an object in that room to help you focus, help you balance. That spot that you're looking at is going to give you the edge on these poses. So just remember your breath. Look at that spot. One more breath here. Awesome work, everybody. You're doing great. And slowly with control, let's all come up. Arms stay right where they are. Drop those heels. This time, we're going to squeeze the knees together, thighs together. Pop those heels up 1 inch, maybe 2 inches at the most. We're going to bring it down again. You can stay right here, squeezing those knees together. Or you can start bending those knees, keeping those shoulders right above the hips. Dropping it. You don't want those hips to get down to your ankles. You want a little decline from your hips to your knees. If somebody set a ball in your lap, it should roll right out of your lap. Holding it here, breathing here, arms stay right where they are, building strength in our legs, strength in our core, strength in our mind. One more breath here. And let's all come out of it. Go ahead and drop those arms, shake out those legs, whatever you need to do. Awesome work, everybody. Okay, let's all bring those feet back together. Big toes together, heels together. We're going to start coming into our eagle pose here. So we're going to inhale the arms up and overhead. I like to dive into it. We're going to swing that right arm underneath the left arm, going for a wrap for eagle arms. If this is not in your practice, just give yourself a hug. That'll work also. But if you got the wrap, go for the wrap. Shoulders back and down, trying to bring those elbows down, trying to look over those hands. You're going to find an inhale. Exhale, start bending those knees, belly in. Bending those knees, weight is going to come into the left foot. Bring that right leg up and over that left leg. Come into our eagle here, going for a wrap around that leg. The wrap is not in your practice. You're just shooting those, pointing those toes down to the ground. But wherever you're at, you're bringing those shoulders back and down. Weight is in the heel. Hips are down. You want to elongate that torso. You want to be a short eagle with a long torso. Wherever you're at, you're breathing, you're squeezing. 14 major joints are about to get fresh blood and oxygen when we release this pose. We're only going to do it once, so really go for it. Tighten it up, squeeze it in, breathe. Massaging those internal organs with this position, with this pose. And release, it's all come out of it. Arms reach up into the air, maybe a mini back bend. And we're going to go right into the other side. Swing that left arm underneath that right arm. Going for our wrap here. Or you can just give yourself a big old hug. Bringing those shoulders back and down, trying to look over those hands. Inhale. Exhale, stuck in that belly, start bending those knees. Weight is going to come into the right foot. Left leg is coming up and over that right leg. Coming for a wrap on this side. If you don't have a wrap, you're just trying to point those left toes down. Wherever you're at, you're squeezing it all in. Weight is in that heel. Shoulders back and down, long torso. Gaze is strong over those hands. Breathe in here, deep breaths, massaging those internal organs. Coming down just a little bit deeper. As soon as we release this, we're going to send fresh blood, fresh oxygen to all these joints. 14 major joints. You're never here. We're only doing this pose once. And release. Arms up in the air. Reach into the sky, mini back bend. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands find the mat. Feet go back. Let's go through our flow. Inhale, high push-up. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Everybody go ahead and drop your knees down to the mat. We're all going to meet in Zen pose for a minute here. This is your chance to get some water, towel off. If you need a towel off or get water at any point in the class, by all means, go ahead. Just a meditative intention to try to make it to the scheduled breaks in this practice. But there are no yoga police, especially not in your own home. So grab some water, towel off, reconnect with that breath. We're going to get into a few more standing poses in a minute here. Couple more breaths here. Sometimes you can hit child's pose here. I don't know if you have heat in your house, but sometimes in a heated class, it's best to keep your head above your heart for the sake of not passing out. But we don't have heat here. At least I don't have heat here, but I'm creating some. So let's all go ahead and meet back in downward dog. If you're ready, you can continue to break if you need the break. But we're all going to meet at the top of the mat once more. Hop, step, or jump it, however you want to get there. We're going to slowly stack it one vertebrae at a time. Big toes together, heels together. Really try to feel the ground in both those feet. Inhale those shoulders up, back, and down. We're going to come to our balancing positions. This is all about the standing leg. What is your standing leg doing? So really try to feel all your weight in that left foot. We're going to inhale the right leg up about 45 degrees or 90 degrees. Flex those right toes, yoga toes. You can stay right here, but if you want to keep working, interlace those hands in front of that knee. Strong pose here, square the shoulders. You can stay here, or you can bring that left hand to that left hip. You can open up from a knee, or if it's in your practice, you can grab that right big toe with those right hands, right fingers. Kick it out straight in front of you, and we're going to open it up. Left hand can release out to the side for better balance. Gaze can go off to the left for more of a challenge. Wherever you're at, remember that breath. Find a spot or an object. If you look at something moving, you're going to move yourself. Breathing here. Balancing, staying strong on that standing leg. And slowly, let's all bring it back to center. Hands find the hips. Kick that right leg straight out in front of you. Try to lift that leg up maybe an inch, maybe 2 inches, maybe a millimeter. And bend that right knee. Start leaning forward, coming into our warrior three with airplane arms shooting back. Balancing here. Trying to turn that pinky toe down and in to square those hips. Chest is slightly up. Hands find the mats for our standing splits here. Right foot is trying to reach towards the ceiling. You can grab that left footer angle with one hand, maybe two hands, maybe bring that forehead to the knee. Wherever you're at, you're trying to pull that right foot up. And slight bend in that left knee. We're going to bring that right foot down. We're going to slowly, with bent knees, roll it all the way up to standing. Awesome work, everybody. We're going to do it again on the other side. So let's everybody bring all our body weights into that right foot, palms facing the front. Inhale that left knee up, 90 degrees, yoga toes on that foot. Really flexing those toes. We're going to interlace our hands right in front of that knee. You can stay right here, straight, true, and tall, or that right hand can find the right hip. You can open up from a knee, or if it's in your practice, you grab that left big toe with those fingers, kick it out, and we're going to open it up to the side. Right arm goes out to the right side for better balance. Gaze can go off to the right for more of a challenge. Wherever you're at, whatever variation of this pose is, for you, you're also breathing in it. So remember that breath work. Staying strong on that standing leg. Slowly, let's all bring it back to center. This time our arms are going to reach up and overhead, pinkies in. Kick that left leg straight out in front of you. Try to lift it up an inch, 2 inches, 2 feet. Now bend that left knee. We're gonna start coming into our warrior 3 here. Left foot reaches back. Hands reach back towards that left foot like airplane arms. Breathe in here, balancing. One more breath. Hands find the mat for our standing splits. Left foot is reaching up towards the ceiling. Weight is in that right foot. Maybe you grab that foot or ankle with one hand, 2 hands, going for that balance challenge. Pulling that forehead to the knee. Couple more breaths here. Now with a slight bend in that right knee, bring both feet together on the mat. Slowly stack them 1 vertebrae at a time. Coming back to our standing. Awesome work, everybody. Let's all meet in the middle of our mat here. We're going to be working front to back this time. So still all about that standing leg. So let's bring all of our weight into that left foot. We're going to bend the right arm at the elbow. We're going to open it up to the right side and drop that hand so your palm is facing away from you towards the right. Weight is in that left foot. We're going to bend that right knee. Try to catch that foot or ankle in that hand. You want to have that foot or ankle in your hand with your palm facing away from you. Inhale the left arm up. 1 straight line on the left side of the body. You can stay right here, shoulders squared, hips squared, knees squared. Or if you want more, we're going to inhale, find length. And we're going to start reaching and kicking. Kicking into that hand, keeping that bicep right by the ear. Breathe in here, coming into our standing bow or dancer pose. The slower you go into it, more control you have. One day you're going to be able to see that foot or ankle over your head in the mirror. Breathe in here, really going for that pose slowly. 1 more breath, slowly with control. It's all come out of it. Meeting back in the middle of our mat. Awesome work, everybody. Forget what just happened on that side. We're going to hit the reset button. We're going to do it all over again on the other side. So bring all the weight into that right foot. We're going to bend the left arm at the elbow. Open it up towards the left. Drop that hand. Palm is facing the left side of the room. Weight is in that right foot. Bending that left knee. Catching that foot or ankle from the inside. Square those knees, square those hips. Right arm is going to get inhaled straight up. 1 straight line on the right side of the body from ankle to wrist. You can stay right here. This is a challenging pose as it is. But if you want more, your inhale finds length. Exhale, you start reaching forward with that right hand, kicking back into that hand with that left foot. Reaching and kicking. Let the reach and the kick be what's responsible for your balance. The more you kick into that foot, the better off you are. Breathe in here, really going for it, focusing. You're going to wobble, you're going to fall. That's okay. That means you're finding your edge. 1 more breath here. And everybody with control. It's all meets in the middle of the mat again. You all are doing awesome so far. This time, everybody take a step back towards the back of your mat. We're going to inhale those arms up and overhead like we've been doing all class. Interlace all the fingers except for that index fingers, shooting up towards the sky. Big toes together, heels together. Find an inhale, create length. Your exhale, you're going to step out with that right foot. All the weight is going to come into that right foot. We're going to hinge at the hips, peeling that left foot up. Hips are squared. Reaching forward. You don't need to be parallel. You just want to have 1 straight line from those wrists to that ankle. Breathe in here. The goal is trying to get into your big letter T, but as long as you're straight from wrist to ankles, that's enough for the pose. 1 more breath. So let's all step meet back to the back of the mat. Feet together. Find another inhale. Exhale, step out with that left foot now. All the weight comes into that left foot. We're going to hinge at the hips. Hips are squared. Pulling that right foot up. Reaching forward with those wrists, with those fingers. Pointing that toe or flexing that foot. Strong big letter T here. Breathing. And release. Let's all meet back. Drop those hands. Bring the hands to heart center. Give yourself and fellow yogis a bow for what we've accomplished so far. Let's all turn around on our mats, face the back wall. We're going to lay with your heads towards the bottom of your mat. Coming into our active Shavasana. You all are doing awesome so far. Eyes stay open. We are not telling the body that it is time to rest. We're just reconnecting with our breath here. We're halfway through class. Y'all are doing awesome. We're going to continue to work on the back end of class. But right now, get a little break, reconnect with that breath. Deep inhales through the nose. Deep exhales through the nose. See if you can't feel that belly rise on the inhale and suck that belly in on the exhale. We're going to get into our flows in a minute here. The flows are a lot of fun. They're very challenging. They're very active. Music will come back on if you can hear it, or if you got music on at home, great. 1 and 3 will raise the heartbeat. Flows 2 and 4 will lower the heartbeat. You can skip the flows. You can join us for the flows. Do some of the flows, one of the flows, none of the flows. It's up to you. But right now we're just breathing. Try to slow that heart rate down. Recognize how your body feels. Reconnect with that intention. Are you trying to manage your breath? Are you trying to move more intentionally? Are you sending a message of love, of anything out to your fellow yogis, to the world? Breathe in here. Couple more breaths. Meanwhile, start figuring out what you want to do with your hands. They can be right next to your buttock, palms down. If you have lower back problems, you can bring those hands underneath the sacrum for lower back issues. If you want a little more, you can always interlace your hands behind your neck. If you want it all, you lift those shoulders up and off of the ground. So figure out where you want your hands, and we're going to go ahead and get into some leg drops. So everybody inhale those legs up towards the sky. Feet together. And you're going to drop them on my count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hover. Hover those feet or kick or swim. We're going to hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome work. Bring those legs back up into the air. Big toes together, heels apart. Again, we're going to drop in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hover, hover, swing, kick, whatever you want to do. You want to feel the burn. If you don't feel the burn, you're not making your abs stronger. This is all about the core. A strong core creates balance, creates strength. 2, 1. Bring those legs back up into the air. This time, heels together, toes apart. Dropping our legs in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold them here. Holding them here, making it active, working for it. Feel the strength in our core, all around the core, not just our abs, our obliques, our lower back. And release those legs back up into the air. Squeeze those knees. Give your abs a break. Roll back and forth. Awesome work, everybody. Now let's bring those legs back up into the air. Reach for those feet with those hands, and we're going to drop everything in 10, 9, 8. Hands are reaching up and overhead. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're going to do a yogi sit-up. Flex those feet, point those toes to the nose. A yogi sit-up, you exhale all your air out. You come up with an inhale, grab your toes with an exhale, pull yourself in with an exhale. We're trying to get all that stale air out of our lungs. We want to approach the flows with fresh lung in our oxygens. So fresh oxygen in our lungs. Mark that. Anyways, everybody exhale all the air out. Inhale, sit up. Grab the toes, exhale, pull yourself in, exhale. Awesome work, everybody. We're gonna get into our flows, however you wanna get there. Let's all meet in downward dog. Everybody in your downward dog. Inhale the right leg up, bend the knees, stack the hips, step that foot up to the top of the mat, back foot pivots down, coming up strong to warrior one. Exhale, open to warrior two. Reach forward, up and back, reverse that warrior. Back to warrior two. Everybody gaze back towards that back hand. Right elbow to right knee, left hand reaches up towards the sky. You can drop that right hand outside that right foot. Left arm is going to reach towards the front of the room. Really shooting those hips and that chest forward. Gaze is down towards that right foot. Frame that right foot. Come up onto those left toes. Left hand plants firmly down. Right arm up. Right arm can go for a wrap. Trying to gaze over that right shoulder. Release the wrap. Reach that arm towards the front of the room. You're going to bring it to the inside of that right leg. Maybe you wrap it around that right leg, coming into our lizard lunge here. If this is too much, you can drop that left knee. If you want a little bit more, you can drop it down to the elbows. Breathe in here. There's an arm balance in your practice. Good time for an arm balance. Wherever you're at, bring both those hands to the inside of that right foot. Back foot pivots down. Peel that left arm up. Left arm goes back for a wrap. If a bind is in your practice, you can bind it. Birds of paradise is in your practice. Go ahead and fly. If you're in that bind, try to shoot those hips forward, chest forward. Awesome work, everybody. If you're in your bird, start making your way down. Everybody release that wrap, release that bind. Hands to heart center, coming up onto those toes for a high crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale, bring that left elbow to the outside of that right knee for our twist here. This is our pose of the day. You can fly and open it up, or you can just keep those hands at heart center. Everybody bring it back to center. Hands find the mat, right foot goes back. Let's go through our flow. Inhale, high push-up. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg up. Bend the knees, stack those hips. Stepping it through to the top of the mat. Coming up strong into warrior one. Exhale opens us to warrior two. Flip that front palm, reach it forward, up and back, reversing that warrior. Bring it back to warrior two. Gazes back towards that right hand. Left elbow to left knee. Right hand reaches up towards the sky. Elbow can stay on the knee, or you can drop that left hand to the outside of that left foot. Right arm is going to reach forward. Bicep by the ear. Everybody look down at that left foot. Frame that left foot with both your hands. Come up onto those right toes. Peel that left arm up. Maybe you go for a wrap. Gazes over that left shoulder. Release the wrap. Left arm shoots forward. You're going to bring it down to the inside of that left leg. Maybe you go for a wrap. In our lizard lunge here, you could drop that right knee if this is a little much, or you can drop it to those elbows if you want a little more. Arm balance, if it's in your practice, a good time to go for an arm balance. Couple breaths here, wherever you're at. If you're in that arm balance, let's go ahead and start coming out. Bring both those hands to the inside of that left foot. We're going to peel that right arm up, back foot pivots down. Right arm goes for a wrap. Maybe you go for that bind. Bird of paradise is in your practice. Birds, go ahead and take flight. If you're in that bind, hips are shooting forward, chest is shooting forward. Birds, go ahead and start making your way down. Release that wrap, release that bind. Coming up onto those toes for high crescent lunge. Inhale, exhale, right elbow to the outside of that left knee. Coming into our twist here. Pose of the day on the other side. Open it up for flying. Or you can keep those hands right at the chest. Bring it back up to heart center. Hands find the mat. Left foot goes back. Go through your flow here. Inhale, high push-up. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Awesome work, everybody. Going straight into flow 2. Inhale, the right leg up. Step it through to the top of the mat. Coming up strong, warrior 1. Exhale, opens you to warrior 2. This time we're going to straighten that front leg. Pivot those toes over towards the left side of the room. Feet are parallel, arms out like wings. Chest is up, gaze is up, forward fold here. As soon as your back starts to round, that is your edge. Maybe you grab those shins, maybe you grab those ankles, maybe you grab those feet. Maybe there's a headstand in your practice. If there is, it's a good time to go for it. Wherever you're at, you're pulling yourself in, try to get the weight on the balls of your feet. Breathing here, getting blood to rush to the head. If you're in your headstand, go ahead and start making your way down. Everybody arms out like wings. Slowly, we're going to strengthen the lower back, coming up back to standing. Right toes pivot forward, coming into our warrior 2 here. Cartwheel the arms down. Going back to plank. Before we do anything, bring that right hand to the middle. Rolling over onto the outer edge of that right foot. Come into our side plank here. You can drop that right knee if this is too much, or you can float that left leg if you want a little more. Left hand can reach towards the front of the room. If you're floating that foot, flex that foot. Bringing those hips up, lifting those hips up, building strength here in the core. One more breath. It's all meat and plank. Hold plank for 5 or do 5 military push-ups. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go through your flow. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Awesome work, everybody. Inhale, left leg up. Step it through to the top of the mat. Coming up strong, warrior 1. Exhale, opens warrior 2. This time we straighten that front leg. Pivot those toes over towards the right side of the room. Feet parallel. This time, tuck the chin to the chest. Interlace those hands right behind you. And we're going to forward fold with the chin to the chest. Trying to reach those hands up and overhead, reaching towards that front wall. Weight is in the balls of your feet, leaning, getting deep into this forward fold. Trying to reach those hands up towards the ceiling, backing up over your head. One more breath. And release the hands. Hands find the hips. We're going to come up slowly, building strength in the lower back. Left toes pivot forward, coming into our warrior 2 here. Cartwheel the arms down. Left foot goes back. We're in our high plank. Left hand to the center of the mat. Roll out into the outer edge of that left foot, coming into our side plank on the left side. You can drop that left knee. Raise those hips wherever you're at. Float that right foot. Flex that right foot. Shoot that right arm towards the front of the room. Wherever you're at, whatever variation of this pose, build strength. Lift those hips. One more breath here. That's all me in plank. Holding plank for 5. We're doing 5 military push-ups. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Go through your flow. High push-up, low push-up, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Awesome work, everybody. Go ahead and find yourself in a child's pose. Quick break here. Towel off, get some water. Y'all are doing awesome. We're halfway through the flows. We got flow 3 next, my favorite flow. Gather your breath here, get a little bit of water, towel off, reconnect with that breath. Y'all are doing awesome, you're working hard. Quick reminder, 25 days of yoga poses. I encourage you all to join. We did today's pose twice already. Now all I gotta do is take a picture of it. Couple more breaths here. If you need more of a break, you can stay in child's pose. Catch your breath, meet us whenever you feel ready. But if you are ready to start working again, we are going to get into flow 3. So when you're ready, let's all go ahead and meet up in downward dog. Come onto those toes, hips up in the air. Whenever you all are ready, inhale, the right leg up, bend the knee, stack the hips. Step it through to the top of the mat. Come up strong, warrior 1. Exhale, opens to warrior 2. This time we're gonna straighten that right leg. We're gonna bump those hips to the back wall. Come into our extended side angle here. Hands can reach for the wrist, reach for the ankle, maybe a block or touch or whatever you have. Left hand is going to reach towards the front of the room. Maybe you float that right arm for more of a challenge. Hold it here for a couple breaths. Everybody gaze down at that right foot. Let's frame that right foot with both our hands. We're going to step that left foot up a foot or 2. Hips are squared. Both knees are straight. Plant that left hand down. We're going to peel that right arm up, reaching it towards the sky. Gazes up towards that right hand. Right arm goes back for a wrap. Gazes over that right shoulder. Release the wrap. Hands to heart center. We're going to bring all the weights into that right foot. Peeling the left foot up. Come into our warrior 3 here. Strong warrior 3. Right hand is going to reach towards the ground. Left arm is going to reach up. Coming into our balancing half moon here. This is a good time to use a prop if you need one. Breathe in here, strong standing leg. Slowly with control, we're going to bring it back to warrior 3. Floating leg stays right where it sits. We're going to revolve that moon, bring that left hand down. Right hand reaches up towards the ceiling, gazes up towards that right hand. Back foot is still hovering parallel to the ground. Holding it here. Go ahead and release that hand down to the mat. Hop, step, or jump it back. Let's go through our flow. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Awesome work. Inhale the left leg up, bend the knees, stack those hips. Step it through to the top of the mat. Coming up strong into our warrior 1. Exhale, opens you to warrior 2. We're all going to straighten that left leg. Bump those hips to the back of the room. Reaching forward into our extended side angle here. Left hand to that shin, to that ankle, to the floor. Right hand is reaching up towards the ceiling. Right hand now reaches towards the front. Maybe you float that left hand for more of a challenge. Couple breaths here. You all are doing awesome. Now everybody gaze at that left foot. We're going to frame that left foot with both our hands. We're going to step that right foot up a foot or 2. Feet are tracking. Hips are squared. Knees are straight. No bend in the knees. Right hand plants firmly on the ground. Left hand peels up. Gazes up towards that left hand. Left hand goes back for a wrap. Gazes over that left shoulder. Opening up. Release that wrap. Hands to heart center. All the weight is going to come into that left foot. We're going to peel that right foot up and off the ground, coming into our warrior 3 pose here. Pinky toe in, squaring those hips. We're going to reach to the ground with that left hand. Right arm reaches up. Coming into our balancing half moon on this side, trying to open up in all 4 directions. Breathe in here, you all are doing awesome. Wherever you're at with control, we're going to bring it back through warrior 3, hands to heart center. Floating foot stays right where it sits. We're going to revolve this moon, bring that right hand down to the ground, left arm up. Gazes up towards that left arm. Left arm finds the mat. Left foot goes back. Let's go through our flow. Inhale, high push-up. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Y'all are doing awesome. You did it. Coming into our final flow here, flow 4. Inhale the right leg up. Bring that right knee to the right wrist and that ankle to the left wrist. Coming into our pigeon pose here. Left leg is parallel with the long edge of your mat. Trying to square those hips. Maybe you do a mini back bend. Inhale, chest is up, gaze is up. On your exhale, you're going to forward fold it. Relax that forehead, either on your mat, on a block, on your hands. You can stack a fist or two. Breathing space into that hip. Couple more breaths here. If you have a mermaid in your pose, you're welcome to do a mermaid. If you're not already there, let's all come up onto our palms. We're going to swing that left leg around to the front. We're going to come into either fire log where you stack your shins or just a regular cross-legged seated position. It's good. You're going to go to fire log. Make sure you're flexing those feet. Protect your knees. Save your knees. Everybody, wherever you're at, inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale, you're going to reach forward, leading with the chest. Really reaching that chest forward. Trying to keep that lower back straight. Inhaling and exhaling deeply. With each inhale, you find space, find length. With each exhale, try to get a little deeper into the pose, whatever that means to you, whether you're reaching further, breathing deeper. Go ahead and stack the vertebrae. Let's all come back to seated. Bend those knees. Give yourself a big hug right here. Now with arms out in front of you, you can either roll back and forth or you can roll right over those feet. And we're going to shoot it back into our plank. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Same thing on the other side. Inhale the left leg up. We're going to bring that left knee to that left wrist and that ankle to the right wrist. Come into pigeon on the other side. Right leg is parallel with the long edge of the mat. Squaring those hips. Inhale, maybe a little mini back bend. Exhale, let's forward fold. Relax that head either on the mat, on the block, on your hands. Stack a fist or two. Whatever you need to do, just relax into this pose. Breathe deeply into this pose. Breathing space into that hip. Couple more breaths here. Mermaids, if you want to do a mermaid pose, go ahead and fit one in here. This is your practice. Modify, add in, subtract, whatever you want. I'm just here to guide you through this sequence. Slowly, let's all come up onto our palms. We're going to swing that right leg around to the front. And we're going to come into our cross-legged or fire log here on this side. Whatever you did last time, you can do over here on this side. If you're stacking your shins, make sure you flex those feet. Everybody inhale, the arms up, gaze is up. Exhale, forward fold, leading with the chest. Reaching forward, breathing here. Everybody start stacking those vertebrae. Come back up to seated. Cross those ankles. Give yourself a hug here. Big hug. You can roll back and forth into it, so you can roll right over those hands. Come into our last flow here, I promise. Legs shoot back. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Awesome work, everybody. Let's all inhale to plank. And we're going to drop it on my count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chin to the mat or forehead to the mat. We're going to interlace our fingers at the nape of our neck, right at the base of our scalp, our skull. Inhale brings the elbows up. Exhale, fill the rest up. Strengthening the lower back here. Trying to gaze up, chest is up, elbows lifting up. Breathe in here. Work for it, building strength in the lower back. Couple more breaths. Try to lift that chest up a little bit more. One more breath and release. Right ear to the ground, gazes off towards the left. Now everybody bring that forehead or that chin back to the mat. We're going to bend both of those knees. And we're going to reach back and we're going to try to grab those feet or ankles. If you can't grab your feet or ankles, just reach back there, pretend like you can. For those of you who have your feet or ankles, bring those knees back together. Find a deep inhale. Exhale, you're going to peel everything up, kicking into those legs. Chest is up, gaze is up, kicking, pulling, reaching, kicking. Hold it for a couple more kicks. Kick, strengthening that lower back. One more kick. And release. Left ear to the ground, gazes up towards the right. Big toes together, heels stay apart. Everybody bring your hands to your chest. We're going to push it all back into a child's pose. Release the lower back here. Couple breaths in your child's pose. Now let's everybody come on up to Zen pose. Sitting on our heels, knees together. We're going to inhale the arms up and overhead, interlacing only the thumbs, making blades with the rest of our fingers. We're going to find an inhale and create length. Exhale, forward fold. You want your nose or your forehead to be the first thing to touch the mat. Really reaching with those fingers, reaching. Once you get to the mat, you want to scoot back and sit back on those heels. Really trying to reach those fingertips forward while sitting back on those heels. It's a very active pose. Loosening up the mid-back, lower back. Strengthening, lengthening the spine. Spine health is health. A long, healthy spine equals a long, healthy life. The minute you stop being mobile is when you start slowing down. Slowly, the same way you went into it, let's all come out of it. Reaching up and overhead. Arms reach up to the sky, drop those hands down. We're all gonna come up onto our knees. Knees are about hip width apart. Coming into our camel pose here, so let's place our hands on our lower back, upper buttock. Drop that head, gaze is up. Mouth is closed, eyes are open. Find an inhale. Exhale, push those hips forward. Chest is shooting up, reaching up. Should feel like somebody's pulling your chest up towards the ceiling. Really pushing those hips forward. Big time back bend here. Peak of our floor sequence right here. Breathe, reach. Push those hips forward, chest is up. And release slowly with control. Let's all come back to a child's pose. Big time back bend right there. Release the lower back. Now in your child's pose, let's bring those knees together. We're going to tuck our chin to our chest. We're going to bring that forehead down to our knees. And we're going to reach back and we're going to grab those heels. We're going to grab those heels with our hands, tucking that chin to the chest, forehead to the knees. Find an inhale. Exhale, you're gonna start peeling those hips up as you pull yourself in. This is an active pose here. There should be no weight on your forehead, no weight on your forehead. Try not to let your forehead touch the floor or your knees. Really pulling yourself in, active pose here. Creating space in the lower back, mid back. You can feel that spine decompressing if you're doing it right. If you let go of those heels, you'll do a little somersault and roll forward. Active pose here, one more breath, and release. Awesome work, everybody. Let's all come up to seated. We're gonna roll onto either the right or the left side. We're gonna bring those feet to the front. Try to scoot up so your heels are at the edge of your mat. Flexing those toes, toes to the nose. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Try to grab those feet, grab those ankles, wherever you're at. If you can grab something, pull yourself in. This is an active pose here. You need to bend the knees to really feel the stretch in that lower back. Bend those knees. This stretch is more for the lower back than the hamstrings. So if you gotta bend those knees, pull yourself in. Your back's never been more ready for these poses here at the end. This is where we reap all the benefits of this Vinyasa by really going for these poses and breathing into these poses. One more breath here, pulling yourself in. And we're gonna release. Arms out like Frankenstein arms. And we're gonna slowly, with control, start lowering one vertebrae at a time so that we're on our backs. When you're on your back, calls for an inversion here. You can just lift your legs up. If you've got a shoulder stand in your practice, go for a shoulder stand. If you want to do a happy baby, you can do a happy baby, but the sequence calls for shoulder stand, so go for a shoulder stand if it's in your practice. No gazing left or right. If you're in your shoulder stand, protect your neck. Just an inversion here, trying to get blood rushing back towards the body, towards the organs, towards the brain, towards the head. If you're in your shoulder stand, you can drop those feet over your head for plow. If you're in plow, you can squeeze your forehead or your temples with your knees, give yourself a little massage. Slowly with control, save your lower back, come out of it gently. We're all gonna bring our legs down to the mat. We're gonna bring that right leg or that right knee up into the chest. We're gonna give that right knee a hug out and around the rib cage. Breathing deeply here, trying to hug that knee into the right armpit, flexing those feet. Deep breaths here, trying to feel your shoulders on the ground, spine on the ground. Now with your left hand, grab the outside of that right leg or that right knee. We're going to bring it over and across our body for a twist. Try to keep those shoulders on the ground. Use your breath to get deeper into the twist. Couple breaths here. Your body, your spine is loving this twist right now. Go ahead and start bringing that knee back up to center. Give it a squeeze. Release that right leg. Bring that left knee up into the chest. We're going to hug that left knee out and around the rib cage, trying to hug it into our left armpit. Flexing those feet. Deep breaths here. Really squeezing that knee into the chest, into the armpit. Shoulders on the ground, spine is on the ground. Right hand finds the outside of that left knee, pulling that left leg over and across the body for our twist on this side. Breathing deeply here, trying to get those shoulders on the ground, using that breath to get deeper into the twist. Slowly start bringing that leg back up to center. You're going to bring that right knee into the chest. Squeeze those knees in, give them a big hug. See if you can't grab those elbows around those knees. Pull yourself in tight. Bring that forehead to the knees. Squeeze yourself in. Take a deep breath in here. The deepest breath you've taken all practice long. If you can't suck in any more air, pretend like you can through a little straw. And exhale, release. Open up as wide as your mat. There is nothing left to do. Relax the brow. Relax the mouth. Slight open to the lips. Relax the shoulders. Relax the hands. Let the feet flail open. There's nothing left for you to do. Just let your body process this last 60 minutes that we just put it through. You all did amazing. Relax, receive, Shavasana. Slowly, gently, with control, just go ahead and start bringing awareness back to your body. Gently wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, maybe make circles with your ankles, with your wrists. Shake the head, yes, no, side to side. Gently bringing awareness back to your body. Maybe you reach the arms up and overhead like a morning stretch. Point the toes, really reaching up and overhead. Big time stretch here. Bring those knees into the chest. Give those knees a squeeze.
Maybe roll side to side a little bit. Eventually, you will fall either on the right or the left side in the fetus position. We end our practice in corpse pose as we surrender to the mat, surrender to ourselves, surrender to our most authentic self. And we come out in the fetus position as we give ourselves a chance to be reborn, hit the reset button, and approach the rest of our day with a new perspective. So gently, let's all come up to seated position, keeping the eyes closed. Everybody bring hands to heart center. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Thank you for showing up to class today, for taking class with me. I am always honored and humbled to be able to guide you in your practice. So thank you for sharing your energy, sharing your light. The light in me sees, honors, and salutes the light in all of you. Until we can all meet again in the studio, we'll do it this way. Namaste.
Namaste.